The Champions League winners, the treble winners, and hello, fellow treble winners, know who they're playing in the Champions League for the 2023-2024 season, and it's a chaotic draw. Let's be honest, this is a draw that absolutely favours Manchester City Football Club. It should be one that we sweep through relatively easy. I don't think we're going to need Kevin De Bruyne for this, I'll be honest. I feel a bit bad with my reaction, but as you can see from the thumbnail, how do you even react to a draw of that quality? This is, by all counts and purposes, an easy draw from Manchester City Football Club. We firmly got your wafer in our pocket right now. Put it that way. The warm balls, they were hot. They were easy to touch. Honestly, it feels like once you've won the Champions League, you get these kind of draws, doesn't it? I guess that's what happens when you're seeded as the Champions League holders. That's what happens, man. You get the potential for these draws, and this is where we're at now. So, of course, I will show you the draw if you don't already know it. Of course, it's in the title of this video, but let's go over to the big screen. And here is the full Champions League draw. Of course, Group G is where Manchester City are down there. You got Manchester City, RB Leipzig from Germany, Crvena, Zvezda, which is Red Star from Serbia, and you've got young boys from Switzerland. It doesn't feel fair for City to play an academy side, does it? Sorry, terrible joke. But it does that. That is the group. It's very easy. It's a very easy group. I don't think I'll give it a rest. Someone said we might struggle in this. Come on, behave. I mean this with the greatest respect. The way that Manchester City play is so controlled and so dominant. If we were open attacking side and open to transitions, I'd understand it. But we're just not, are we? This is a Manchester City side that controls games and controls the narrative and crushes teams with their extra quality. It will be over in a few games. We all know that's true. And this is... we're absolutely going to top the group. I don't understand why people can pretend to see anything different. I mean it with the greatest of respect, but this is an absolute walk in the park from Manchester City side of this quality if we turn up. Well, we battered Real Madrid 4-0 last season as we won the treble. There's no way that this should be anything other than the walk in the park. If it isn't, we've messed up and took our eye off the ball. I'll read through the whole draw, by the way. Bayern got United, Harry Kane there, of course, up against United, Copenhagen and Galatasaray. Group B is Sevilla, Arsenal, back in the Champions League alongside Sevilla, PSV Eindhoven and Lens from France. Group C is a fun group with Napoli and Real Madrid, Braga from Portugal and Union Berlin from Germany, of course. Group D, Benfica, Inter, Salzburg, Real Sociedad. Not the most remarkable of groups there. Feels a bit Europa League, that. And Group B as well has similar vibes with Feyenoord, Atletico, of course, though Lazio and Celtic had a bit of spice there as well. Group F is spicy as anything. That is a Vindaloo. That is a spicy curry, that, of football teams. That is a meaty. PSG, Dortmund, Milan and Newcastle, the Toon are back and they are playing some European giants. Newcastle away at Dortmund, Milan and Paris. You gotta love that, man. You gotta love that. That's a wonderful group. Of course, Group H away from us is Barcelona, Porto, Shakhtar and Antwerp. But of course, we're here to talk about Manchester City's group. The thing is with this, if City turn up, it should be done, There is also a little bit of news, by the way. I'll jump over to it about, of course, let me find it. There is some awards going around. It looks like some of our guys have won awards, which is really nice. I didn't realize they were still doing this. Here we go. I mean, we got this here. Wrong button. We got this here. We've got Pep Guardiola winning Men's Coach of the Year and Erling Haaland winning Men's Player of the Year. The Ballon d'Or hunt starts now. Erling Haaland there, the UEFA Men's Player of the Year for 2022-23. Big up, man. This guy is on the Ballon d'Or hunt, isn't it? It's absolutely lovely stuff to see. And it's deserved. It's deserved with the goals he scored last season. Obviously, the Champions League top goal scorer. A remarkable footballer. Absolutely deserves all the credit that he's getting. And he's still only this young as well. We need to give him the credit for what he's achieved so far at his age. He's a young footballer still. It sounds crazy saying that. But we talk about players, we compare him to players who are 10 years older than him all the time, and he deserves that respect. And of course, well, this guy is quite simply the greatest in the world. Pep Guardiola, the greatest in my opinion. He'll go down as the greatest to ever do it by the time he hangs up his, not boots, well, I guess his managerial boots, his notepad, hangs up his wavy hands, and his pointy fingers. I don't know, maybe his whiteboard and his whiteboard and his marker pen. What is it? What have I got here? I've got something to use. Where's my board marker? I was going to get a board marker out, I've got one somewhere. Anyway, you know what I'm getting at. When he hangs that down, when he hangs it up, his tactics board. Why didn't I say that earlier? I'm an idiot. Anyway, someone just said Red Star will curb stomp you. That's unnecessarily aggressive, Stefanito. I mean, there's no need for that kind of aggression and violence in this. You know, I'm a pacifist. I'm a man of love, a man of people, and man of football. You know, so let's all be kind here. Let's be kind and talk about this with love and tenderness, you know? There's no need for that kind of aggression. Either way, City, look, let's have a look at these teams a little bit closer. Let's look at these teams a bit closer. So we go to Young Boys right now and see what they're up to. They're currently third in the Swiss league, behind FC Zurich and Lugano. Let's see how they got on last season. They did win the league last season, by 12 points there in the end. Obviously, you know, like, that's fair play, impressive for them. I can't sit and pretend to know a lot about them. This season so far, you know, they played Maccabi Haifa to get in the Champions League, and fair play, won 3-0 on the day. This is how they sort of lined up, and this are their players. Does anyone know any of these players? I can admit to ignorance, and I'm happy to admit it. Look, I won't ever pretend to be someone I'm not in terms of knowing something, because I don't know much about them, and I will admit that and be honest about it. There's a humility to me at very least, you know. But this is where we're at with their team. It isn't, you know, it isn't like a cracking side. It isn't a side that's going to, like, you know, cause Manchester City an awful lot of trouble, but it is an interesting one, you know. We will see. I don't know much about Ella. Who's Ella? Okay, Congolese professional footballer. Did beat United a couple of seasons ago? I do remember that, actually, so we'll see. Thank you to Olivia Garner, by the way, for becoming a member. But this is obviously Young Boys, like, you know, they are obviously Swiss champions. You go over to RB Leipzig, we know an awful about them. As it currently stands, they are 8th in the table in the Bundesliga. The matches of last season, where did they finish? They finished 3rd last season. They were in a title race for an awful long time. I can't believe Dortmund messed that up last season, by the way. What were they thinking? But so far this season, they beat Stuttgart 5-1. And that's really impressive when you look at the team there, of course. You know, we'll know people like Danny Olmo and Simons, and a lot of these players, you know, they're all recognisable names. Raab's a really good left-back in particular. And, of course, they lost Josko Vardial. They've lost... Who else have they lost? Why is my head blanked? And Kumku as well. Szoboszlai as well. I can't say that very well. They've lost him, of course, as well to Liverpool. They've lost an awful lot of players, you know. But they still have quality. And fair play for beating Stuttgart 5-1 there. You know, Henriks, Danny Olmo, Openda, Campis, Xavi Simons scoring as well. They, of course, did beat Bayern as well 3-0 in the Super Cup, which was really impressive, you know. Danny Olmo with a hat-trick there. Lovely stuff for them. They did start the season, though, with a loss to Xabi Alonso's Leverkusen, who are doing excellently, by the way. Florian Wirtz and Frimpong there, the magic from them. And the man with a Bonnie face. I love that name. I forgot they got Timo Werner as well, of course, by the way. So we know what to say about them. You know, we know what to say about them. Olivia Garner is your home team. I love to see it, man. I hope you get to go and see them in person. That would be great. I'd be buzzing for you, mate. I hope you get to go and see the game. You know, you deserve it, man. Where that was the wrong screen. I meant to go over here. Thank you so much to Olivia. Is it Olivier Garnier, your home team, mate? I hope you get to go watch Man City over there. Try and get in the home end at very least, man. And welcome to the team. Crvena Zvezda, as we know them as Red Star, of course. Red Star Belgrade are really... Look, they're an historic team. I can't deny it, man. I can't deny that they're an historic team. Currently 2nd in the table. Last season, they did win the league by some way. By 22 points there. I don't know much about the regular season. They topped the table as well by 20 points, and then they won the playoffs by, they ended up winning by a long way, by 28. Then they increased their gap by some way as well. And you got to admire that. Obviously, they are the best team in there. I don't know anything about them. I'll have to get someone to tell me more about them. But they lost 3-2 the other day. Does anyone know any of their players? I feel like I know the name Lucic. I don't know much about them. Their ultras will be nuts. Of course they will. They always are, man. Like, their ultras will be intense, But look, I suspect, and I mean this with the greatest respect, the reason I feel like City don't ever slip up in games like this is because the way we play football is just so controlling. Vuj will know, actually, to be fair. But it's so controlling that, like, they just dominate teams with such impressive technical ability that it sort of makes it hard for City to slip up. We're just such a smothering, aggressive side. So, like, I don't suspect City will slip up because I think we have too much quality, you know. The only thing is, of course, is what kind of strength team does Guardiola play? Does he play the full strength team? Is this a chance for Núñez and so on to bed in and Doku early on? Will he make the odd change here and there, you know? If I was to guess, I would think we would maybe even see Rodri rested in a game early on. And that sounds crazy, but if you're playing young boys at home, it should be easy because their academy sides, way. I have to stop saying this. It feels really cool to say it. It's just such an obvious pun. But surely, I feel like, weirdly, this could be a chance to rest some players. Pep won't do it. It's Pep. But he should do, you know. Like, would anyone be surprised to see a midfield of Núñez, Kovacic with Rodri on the bench, and, you know, and then maybe Alvarez or Foden ahead of them? Doku getting a start. Like, this is the kind of, if we got a group like this, we have to be considerate of, you know, of what we could do in terms of like, giving our players a rest and so on. Like, yeah, look, it is an opportunity to embed some of these players into the team a little bit. Look, it's an easy draw. We can't deny it. It's a really easy draw. We get to go to the Wankdorf Stadium. I said that very quickly so I don't get demonetized. What a name. And the Rajko Mitic Stadium. So new stadiums for City to visit for what it's worth. But, you know, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this goes. Let me find the quotes, by the way, from Haaland about winning. Haaland said this about winning. He said, sometimes Pep can be a bit scary, but again, Alfie can be a bit scary. He's dad, of course. But I like it when Pep shouts at me. He tries to get something in my brain that you don't think I have. I like it. I'm not complaining. He just wants to make me better. So I'm not complaining at all. My father and me, we argue a lot. We have a lot of good moments together. So I'm not complaining there either. Look at that. That's a man who's absolutely respectful of his legacy, you know. That is a man who understands that he's in this to improve and that you have to listen to people like Guardiola. I'm not sure you heard that as a bird just getting involved there. Erling Haaland, he said, I'll do my best, of course. And as I said, it's motivation. It's about keeping my head clear. And I think even more eyes will be on me and the Man City team now after winning the Champions League and everything. We have to be more prepared. We have to be more sharp. For me, it's motivation. And I'm ready to try. I'm ready to do my best to have a great season. He was asked how to stop him. He said, you shouldn't ask me this, you know. Oh, bless him. He's a legend, isn't he? He said, of course I feel good. What more can I say? I won the treble at 22 years old. Ridiculous. And I'm living the dream. This is my dream when I was young. So to be able to do this together with my teammates is something special, of course. I'm really happy. And it gives me so much motivation to keep on working to achieve more of the trophy that stood there and also this award. This is also really nice. It's free motivation and I'm so happy. Free motivation. There we go. Cheeky was very kind about him. He said, yeah, Erling has a remarkable season in all competitions, including the Champions League, and this award is recognition for that. There were so many stand-up moments in Europe. To win this in his first season with City is a wonderful achievement. Yeah, absolutely. Some lovely stuff about him, you know, and I'm buzzing for him. I'm absolutely buzzing for him. It's an excellent time for him, you know. Like we can't believe we're witnessing this in general. But when we go back to this, you know, this reaction to this, guys, like the video, by the way. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. It does help support the channel massively. I'm banging out the content. The third video of the day today, I think this is. So subscribe if you are new. Let's get the subscribers up. Let's get to 70,000 if we can. And let's get the likes up to 100 if we can at the same time. But when I react to this, you know, this draw, look, there's no way that this is anything other than a Manchester City top of the group. It could be a 6-6, you know, whitewash with the wins there. But what I want to see is, like, I want to see City use this as a chance, get the first couple of wins in. But when you've got, like, young boys at home, you know, just make some changes, you know. Make some changes. Rest some players. Like, we're going to need to this season. Does anyone else think we'll do that, by the way? Do we think we'll play a strong team? Like, I think we'll play a strong team, but I feel like there'll be a change or two. Like, I can imagine it being something sort of like this, where it's like, you know, we might even see in a home game Ortega in goal. You know, we might see Ortega in goal a little bit, and then, you know, we'll probably see Vardy. I'll get some game time again, definitely. It'll be Stones. Maybe, I mean, Diaz will play. Maybe a Kanji. We might see Rico play a game in a team like this. Núñez. You know, Kovacic. Then we could also see Doku get a go. Alvarez might get a game starting through the middle if, you know, if we need to rest people. I think Jack would play. And I still think Foden would play as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if some group games we see a team like this where we've rested a few players. You're like, because we can do it always early. Maybe I mean, this is group. Yeah, as Phil just said in the chat, by the way, without KDB, this is perfect for us. I mean, this is what it gives a chance to do, and I feel that's the important thing here, to rest some players, but also playing. That's still a very strong team, by the way. Let's be honest, it is a strong team. You know, you can have Rico, Nunes can bomb forward, Rico can push here like that, Kanji can go this way, Nunes can get forward, Jack can go up here, Doku up there. Nunes can get forward. Rico can sit alongside Kovacic. We can sort of make some changes like that, can't we? And that's what I like about this group. It allows us to get through nice and hopefully nice and easy. Anyway, guys, just a quick reaction there to this. I'm going to go and have some dinner with the family. I love you all loads. I'll catch you all in a bit. Go and watch the whole reaction if you want to, the whole stream. For now, though, this is a wonderful time to be a Manchester City fan. We are treble winners. We are treble winners. Love it. In a bit. Bye-bye.